So, a Nutty Affair, huh? This whole Screenella thing has definitely piqued my curiosity, gotta say.
Yeah, it's definitely intriguing.
A comedic novel, legal battles, sounds wild. And then on top of that, it's this brand new genre. Color me intrigued.
Definitely.
We're gonna really try to get what Sithesh is going for here, right? And lucky for us, he's got this blog post about the book. It's like a gold mine of info.
Yeah, and right away, he hits you with this Screenella idea.
Mm.
Novella meets screenplay. That's definitely telling us right off the bat, he's not going for your typical reading experience.
More than just a catchy name, though, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's like he's giving us the blueprint, but we're directing the movie in our heads. Like, you
Yeah.
can practically feel the pacing, the visuals, all that screenplay stuff bleeding through.
Exactly. That's what makes it so interesting, I think, especially for, well, people today, right? We're so used to movies, TV, everything's visual. This feels like it taps into that. Like, even in a book, people want that immersive experience.
Makes sense, coming from a film background and all.
Right.
But then he says, hold on, a Nutty Affair. It's not all about the format. He throws in humor, throws in shock. And he mentions, oh yeah, fears, phobias, societal pressures. Not exactly like rom-com territory here. What do you make of that whole mix?
Well, it's funny, right? You think you're getting one thing, the humor, but then he hints at these heavier themes. It's like he's playing with your expectations a little. Makes you think it'll be more layered. You'll laugh, but you might find yourself thinking a little deeper, too.
Get ready to laugh, but don't get too comfortable.
Oh, exactly. And I think that's where these societal pressures he mentions come in. It's like he's grounding the story in something we can all relate to. It's humor, but with an edge. You're laughing, but makes you think, too.
Keeps you on your toes.
Exactly.
And speaking of keeping you on your toes, let's talk about these characters.
Okay.
Sithesh mentions they're relatable, but also flawed, mirroring the complexities of real-life individuals. That's how he puts it. What's the impact of that kind of approach, do you think?
Well, I think it's about keeping things real.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to read about perfect people.
Right.
It's the flaws that make characters interesting.
Mm.
And I think when you make them relatable, when you show those flaws, it lets people see themselves in the story.
Yeah. It's not just about laughing at the characters then. It's like you're laughing with them, recognizing a bit of yourself in their mess-ups.
Yeah, exactly. We've all been there, right? And when you see it in a book, especially with some humor, it's like, oh, thank goodness I'm not the only one.
And he's not just bringing the characters to life either. Sithesh talks about this whole, igniting the imagination thing, wants to create a world where imagination knows no bounds. Pretty ambitious.
Right. Oh, totally. And, it's interesting. He keeps coming back to this Screenella format, right?
Yeah.
I think that's key.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's combining those visual cues you get from a screenplay with the depth you expect from a novella.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's giving you the building blocks, but you're building this world in your head as you read.
So it's not just about reading the story, you're actively creating it too.
Exactly. You're like a co-creator in a way, filling in the gaps. And that's powerful. It just pulls you in deeper.
He's setting a pretty high bar for himself, though, wouldn't you say? Like, this whole new world, this genre-bending thing, characters who are both relatable and flawed, that's a lot to live up to.
It is. It is. And I think that's where his passion really comes through, because when you can tell a creator really believes in what they're doing, it's contagious, It makes you want to see what they've come up with, if they can pull it off.
Like, trust me, this is going to be good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of these deep dives we do.
Yeah.
Because even before you open the book, you kind of get a feel for where they're coming from.
Right. The why behind the what.
Exactly.
Okay. So just to recap here, we've got this Screenella format, never been done before. We've got humor, we've got depth, got these characters that feel real, and we've got a creator who's 100% committed to this project.
Yeah, it's exciting. You don't see that every day. Makes you think a Nutty Affair might be more than just a fun read. It could be like a glimpse into the future of storytelling.
It's really something, isn't it? The more we dig into Sithesh's process, the more it feels like he's really trying to craft this whole experience. Like, every detail matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's so exciting is it's not just about telling a good story. It's about, pushing boundaries, right? Like, he's trying to redefine what storytelling could even be. And this Screenella thing, it feels like such a direct response to the world we live in, right?
Oh, totally.
Like, everyone's glued to a screen these days. He's taking that visual language we're all used to from film and TV and bringing it to the page. It's really fascinating.
Makes you wonder, could this be the start of something big? Like, is Screenella gonna be the thing that makes people excited about reading again?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
But I think the fact that we're even asking it says something. Like
Yeah.
this is new territory, and people are taking notice.
It's definitely got me thinking about the possibilities. In a world that's so, like, overstimulated, maybe this is what we need. That fusion of literature and film, it could be the thing that reignites our love for a good story.
Exactly. Who knows? Maybe Sithesh is onto something truly special here. Only one way to find out.
Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive into A Nutty Affair.
Yeah, it's been great. Really gets you thinking.
We've covered a lot of ground, from this whole Screenella concept to Sithesh's creative process, even got into those relatable but flawed characters. It's clear this book, A Nutty Affair, it's more than just a story.
It's an experience.
Definitely an experience. And on that note, we'll leave you with this. In a world that's constantly vying for our attention, could this be the future of storytelling? Food for thought. Until next time.